Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at a setup that we had in crude oil this morning. This is our 30-minute chart, and you can see coming into the US session, crude actually had made a little bit of a pullback here. You were kind of in consolidation, and you actually broke out of that consolidation to the downside. This is a pretty bearish bar, open at the top, closed right at the bottom, but found support right here at the 50 EMA. And of course, we know that these products tend to find support at the 50 and the 200 EMAs. These are significant areas of support and resistance. Overall, the chart was bullish, 5 and 13 crossed to the upside. And right here, we had what we call a one red finger. This is a very bullish momentum pattern because what's happening is price had pushed higher and then it started drifting lower. See how our histograms were green, 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 green. We had this one bar pulled back, histograms went red for just one bar. That's telling you that the sellers, they had an opportunity to take control and drive prices lower, but they couldn't get the job done. Followed right up by another green bar, and then crude was off to the races. Now, crude had some fundamental news. OPEC was meeting today. Russia agreed to maintain production cuts. Saudi Arabia initiated additional production cuts, and that news is what actually helped send crude much higher. And it was a nice strong push to the upside, but a really nice bullish momentum setup right here. Trigger bar opened at the bottom, closed at the top. Hit significantly overvalued, but again, fundamental news overrides our value charts. And you can see that we actually hit significantly overvalued on a couple of different bars. But again, fundamental news was driving this. OPEC had announced these additional production cuts. These were not anticipated, and that really helped drive the price of crude higher. So we had this nice one red finger setup, and this is what that looked like on our Renko chart. Right here is where we were triggering that one red finger. This was that pullback, that bar that had pulled back. This was the pullback bar. And then right here is where we had set up that one red finger bullish momentum setup on the 30-minute chart. And we had a slow line zero touch here on our Renko chart. Slow line is the slow line on MQ momentum. It pulled down to the zero line. The zero line is the line that the histograms move above and below. Gave us a nice momentum reset. So we were triggering bullish momentum reset on the Renko chart, triggering a one red finger bullish momentum setup off of the 30-minute chart, and then crude just proceeded to rip higher. Again, fundamental news really helped drive this higher. If you were in the trade room with John Osborne this morning, he gave you your target. Our initial target was 49.63. Now, crude ended up ultimately by the end of the day pushing as high as 50.20, but this 49.63 was the initial upside target. You can see that crude moved up there. Really not a whole lot of heat on this Trender Pro 2.0, keeping you in the trade the whole time. Never got a trail stop until all the way up here. Again, target was 49.63. At this point, you would have been probably really serious about taking profits there because that initial entry had you in around 48.23 and 49.63. That's $1,400 per contract. So again, John Osborne gave you your target at 49.63. You would have been up $1,400 plus per contract at that point. Definitely a good place to consider taking profits. If not there, you probably would have been out up in here somewhere because you were forming divergence at this point, getting some reversal bars. So if you did stick in, because again, Trader Pro 2.0 really did not take you out of the trade. So if you did go ahead and stick in past the target, you probably would have considered seriously about taking profits at this point. Because again, you were extended. We were in significantly overvalued territory on our value charts on the 30-minute chart, and we were forming divergence on momentum on the Renko chart and reversal bar. So either the target or above, either way, a really nice trade in crude and triggered by a one red finger on our 30-minute chart.